Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today you'll be learning how to use array.filter to dynamically filter an array. Let's get started without wasting much time. As you already know, the map array method will help you a lot while working with React. And array.map is also another method that you'll be using here. So you'll be using two methods. One is the filter method and the other one the map method. But basically you will see how you can coordinate both these methods, in order to get your work done with arrays in React. So here, for example, in this particular scenario, let online users. Okay, so you want to filter in such a way that you get only those users who are online. So all you need to do as per filter method is let online users equals user.filter and then get only those users who are online. So similar to that, here you have a class component, whereby you have a constructor and super props, whereby the initialization is such that the username and the online status is provided already with the different users name and different status. Some are online and some are not online. Basically, the status is given as true or false accordingly. Then you have the render method, in which const user online is a variable with null value, and you're supposed to change that. And const render online also you're supposed to change because it's provided as null. So let's set about doing this. Okay, so what you're supposed to do here, you're supposed to use the filter method. When you're using the filter method, you have to use the initial state, right? The this.state.user. The initial state is already provided, so you have to use the this.state.user means at that particular state of time, what are the users' status, online or not online. So using this status, this.state.users, you need to filter the array, because that's the state that is already provided. So you will use that state of arrays which is already provided, which is this.state.users, whether they are online or offline, and then you will filter that array and filter. The reason for using this filter is in order to get an outcome of users who are online. So use the arrow method, user, then the arrow, user dot online. So by filtering it, what you are selectively filtering it, so that you will only get the outcome of those users whose user.online status is true, equals to true. That means the user who are online, that status is true. So how you will represent it? By saying user arrow user.online. That is, those users who are online, that particular status will be true. So that is why you are selectively filtering this array from this.state.users, which is already provided with some names and the status of whether they are online or offline. And then you have the const render online. So in this variable, what you're supposed to do, you're also supposed to use another method, which is the map method, right? So you already used the map method in JavaScript and ES6 before, but you will have to apply that method here. So on whom are you mapping it? On users online, because users online is the filtered array with those users who are online, right? Now on that filtered array, you have to map it. So users online. So here you are only having those users who are online, then you map it. And then according to the question, you are supposed to come out with a list of users who are online, right? You've mapped it, but you also need to render those names of the users who are online. So what you do, dot map user, then the arrow, then you have to have the open and close list. And then for the list, which is li, you are supposed to provide a key. Now, how do you know what key to provide? Here, as you know, in the initial array, users' names are provided, right? So that's how you can identify the user. So many users are there. How do you know which user is online? So key, you can give it as username. So that's the idea of doing it. So how you can identify the different users? By the username. So user.username, that means that particular user who is online at that moment. That means in this particular case, that user whom you can identify by the username. So that means username should be the identifying key. Otherwise, how do you know which user? How do you refer? By their name. So user.username meaning username property of the user, right? And then the same thing you write also as a JSX between the list, because that is what's going to be rendered, yeah, in the list. So user.username, and we've already seen this explanation in the previous lesson. So there you go. Let's check out the preview. Okay, so something is wrong, maybe some typo mistake. Let's see from top to bottom, bottom to top, then see what's happening. Is there any spelling or typo? Faster, everything is okay until now. This dot state, users are given, online status is given. Did I go wrong in any other code? Okay, so oh yes, this dot state dot users, I by mistake wrote this twice repetitively. That's a key typo error. Yeah, so now should be fine. This dot state dot users, because that's the array I'm filtering. The users who are in that particular state, whatever is the array provided, I will filter that, come up with those users who are online status, whose online status is true, and then I will map them between the list items with the key of username, and there you go. I have all the current online users' names. So this is how first you filter with the requirement, and then you map with the key, and there you can render those names who are online along with the username. So I hope you understood how it is done. Quite simple, right? So you've passed this test, and there'll be more such lessons coming up, and see you in the next lesson, yeah, whereby you'll be doing more interesting things, and after that all the React projects I will be starting. Okay, so all the conditions have been met. There you go. Done. You have passed the test. See you in the next lesson.